The Knesset bill would strengthen an existing law that makes it a crime to give anything of value to persuade anyone to change their religion, and proselytizing to anyone under 18 years of age. The proposed law states anyone who persuades a person directly, digitally, by direct mail or online to convert his religion, his sentence is 1 year imprisonment. And if the person was a minor, his sentence is 2 years imprisonment. Israeli legal expert David Benjamin tells CBN News the scope of this effort seems extremely broad.
About as wide as you could possibly get, in fact, Chris. I mean, anything you say which might be in favor of a certain religion could be construed, I suppose, as being an attempt to solicit someone. Right? Where do you draw the line?
Knesset members Moshe Gafni and Yaakov Asher from the United Torah Judaism Party, part of Prime Minister Netanyahu's coalition, proposed the legislation. An identical bill was proposed during the last Knesset, and similar bills have been proposed for more than 20 years. While the proposed law would apply to all religions, it specifically singles out Christians, stating, "In recent times, the attempts of missionary bodies, mainly Christian ones, to persuade people to convert have increased. Sometimes these attempts do not involve the promise of money or material favors, and therefore are not prohibited according to the existing law. But their many negative consequences, including mental damage, require the intervention of the legislator."
Remember, the whole issue of proselytization in Israel has always been a sensitive one, right? The Jewish state was set up to protect the Jewish people. Many Jewish people have been lost over the centuries to genocide, but also by assimilation, forced conversion, etc. So it's a very sensitive point.
Benjamin adds this effort would likely violate Israel's Declaration of Independence.
I think the fundamental premise of the law is problematic in itself. I don't think it would be unacceptable to outlaw a person trying to persuade another person to adopt any idea, whether it be a religion or any kind of idea. You know, the free flow of ideas, freedom of thought, freedom of conscience, freedom of expression are fundamental pillars of any democracy.
Former Ambassador at Large for International Religious Freedom, Sam Brownback, warns it would harm Israel.
When you start to limit your religious freedom, and you're saying, okay, you can't proselytize a faith in your nation, that's against the UN Charter of Human Rights that Israel and almost all the rest of the world signed on to, too, that you're entitled to be able to practice your faith or even to change your faith. I think it's dangerous for Israel because they've been such a beacon of an open society in that region.
Some feel, given the composition of the current coalition government, it might be possible to become law, while others disagree, since they say Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who's been a close friend of evangelical Christians for decades, would not support such a measure. At this 2012 dedication of a windmill restored by Christians from Holland, he praised Christian Zionists.
I don't believe that the Jewish state and modern Zionism would have been possible without Christian Zionism. I think that the many Christian supporters of the rebirth of the Jewish state and the ingathering of the Jewish people in the 19th century made possible the rise of Jewish Zionism.